Hey everyone, welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel if you've been here before. So on the table today, I've got my 2022 IceBear Champion. It's a clone of a Honda CT70. And when I bought this in June of 22, I did a bunch of videos on it, putting it together from the crate and maybe some modifications that I did to it, changing carburetors and tires and just different things, and just kind of giving an overall review of what I thought the bike was. It's a pretty good bike. You get them at Cajun Mad Dogs. They now have a couple different models. When I bought this was the only model of Champion, and it was like $1,500. They still have this $1,500 model. Then depending on where you are, there may be an extra $100 for shipping if you're outside their shipping area. But then now for 2025, they actually have a second model, which I believe is $1,800, and it comes with an aluminum swing arm, and it's got the bigger tires like you see on this bike. This one originally came with smaller tires. It's got a digital speedometer and some other doodads that make it worth, $300 or $400 more. But daggone, they're good bikes, man. I love this bike. So I did all the videos of the review of it and got done with that. Well then, because my bike was black originally, I decided to start transforming it to see how hard it would be to make it look like a 1978 Honda CT70, which were black with this decal. So I did that, and those videos just didn't really gain a lot of steam. I put a few of them out there, and they just really weren't watched that much. People weren't into that, so I kind of quit filming on the transformation. And I got the bike all done, and I rode it a little bit. There was one item that I did not change that always kind of bugged me, and that was the IceBear Champions come with a disc brakes on the front, and which a Honda CT70 did not have in 1978. So here I had this older looking bike, but then I had this disc brake on the front, and it just kind of bugged me. So Mike, being Mike, and liking to do completely the opposite of what everyone else is doing, I decided to switch it from disc brakes to drum brakes. Here nowadays everybody is switching front ends to go to the disc, and I'm gonna do the opposite of that. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm just kind of tinkering. So I thought I'd turn the camera on, bring you along. It's kind of, I've had a deep dive here. It's a little involved. So my original plan was to pull the forks and just put, K1 or K2 and later forks in this that were set up for the drum brakes. Well, these IceBear Champions use a different diameter here, and I believe the original Honda forks are smaller. They rattle around and you can't tighten them up. So, well, that didn't work. So then I thought about pulling the whole triple tree unit here, putting one in from Honda. Well, the Honda unit would fit, but this has the tapered roller bearings instead of all the little loose ball bearings. So that meant I would have had to punch out the races and stuff in this to get it to go. Well, I didn't really want to do all that. So I thought, I'll leave that. So the biggest issue was that this left fork has this mount for the brake caliper. It does not have the brake, the little pad that's welded onto it that the brake plate fits into to keep it from spinning. So I realized, well, you know what? This is aluminum. So I cut out a little chunk of aluminum block and I welded it on there. Now, it's not pretty yet. I've still got a little work to do to maybe if I want to make it look a little prettier. But I welded a brake stay on there, and I'm getting ready to go back and cut this off and kind of smooth all that out and try and make it look a little bit better. Cut this little tab off, get rid of all that. So I've got to do that. I'm gonna go back and cut that off, maybe try and clean that up a little bit. But I do have this thing where I believe it fits on here. Let's see if I can look at it. And so that basically keeps that from spinning. And you might go, well, wow, this is a lot longer than what the stock ones were. Well, I welded it on there, and then I started kind of grinding it to smooth it. And so I left it long so I could have more weld up here that wouldn't interfere with the fit, but would make sure it was good and solid and mounted to that. So that's why that little tab right here is much longer than stock. And then, so I think I've got that figured out. Well, then I went to put the hub and the hole in the IceBear for the axle is much smaller than the IceBear axle. I think it's around 430 some thousandths. I don't know what that converts to millimeters, where the Honda axle is like 470 thousandths. So I went back and took a 15-30 seconds drill, and I've drilled that one out, and so now it accepts the axle. So I gotta do that one yet too. So I'm gonna go back in the other shop, cut this bracket off, kind of try and smooth that out a little bit, and drill out that hole. Well, I've just kind of loosely thrown everything back together. I obviously still have to take the hub off and paint that and the brake plate and clean those up to make them look a little more presentable. But by golly, I think I got it to work. I think it'll fit on there. That bracket's gone off of this side now. Can't tell that it was there. Axle fit through where I cut, where I drilled out the hole. So I got a stock CT70 axle that's correct for the hub. Fits really nice. There was a little tab here that stuck out that held the speedo gear on the IceBear. I cut that off of this fork and kind of clean that up a little bit, but it's getting there. It looks a little bit more like a traditional Honda CT70. Obviously, I've got a Lifan aftermarket engine in it, but yeah. Anyway, quick video. Just a reminder for you guys, get out there, work on your stuff, man. They're just mini bikes. It ain't that hard. Have fun with them. Go out in the garage, turn a few wrenches, brighten your day. Everybody have a great day. I'll see you on the next video.